What we're going to do here is we're going to notice where we're in balance and out of balance energetically. And it's not a judgment, it's just a noticing. So the 4 different directions of energy we're going to notice are above and below, which is heaven and earth, forward and back, which is future and past, side to side, which is the male and the female, and then the inner and the outer, the micro and the macro. And as we presence all of these directions, we begin to feel our wholeness again. This simple energetic exercise is a way we can come back to a sense of wholeness again and again, okay? Without having to dive into the deep work of the issues. This is just an instantaneous reminder over and over, okay? So first of all, immediately, what do you notice? Is your energy more up or more down? Up. Everyone's up. And tell me about the up energy. What is that like?
The first place I noticed was in my head, like a tension, like a contraction in my head, I guess.
So usually the first thing that gets people's attention is the tension. So we're going to note that, now bring the awareness to the opposite end, which is different. What's different?
I feel it changing and as I'm presencing it, but it's like there's this motion and almost a spiraling down kind of quality.
What happens if you be present with the 2 ends, the upper and lower qualities? Not one or the other, but both together.
There's a fluidity that happens in my system, like I feel a rocking and like a motion, kind of a wave-like motion dancing between them.
So more often people will feel a concentrated energy and perhaps an empty energy. Not always, but sometimes, right? Or like really tight and fuller at one end or the other, right? Or heavier and lighter, right? But all of you experienced a kind of integration moving through the upper and lower. And so is the concentrated energy that shifted for everyone? Yes? Right. Great. Let's check forward and back. Immediately, no thinking about it, just check. Are you more forward or back? Okay, and the quality of that? What's the energy like?
Mine feels like I'm looking forward, but then down here is back, kind of rooted or
okay.
stuck.
So
or
the
whatever.
first place your attention goes is where? Forward or back?
Well, I guess more back because it's right here.
Okay, so we'll welcome that. So what happens if you're in full presence with both qualities? The extremes, just really noting this and that. And just floating awareness with all of that. We're working with the forward and the back. And the sensation?
Well, my noticing is pain because my back is out, and with the noticing of the both of them, it's loosening up, and the pain is definitely reduced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great.
So that's great.
Yeah, so the pain is lessening.
And starting to move and disperse a bit, which is,
Great.
yeah, it's really nice.
Okay, side to side. Quick, what do you notice? Where does the tension go? First awareness.
Yeah, mine was right too, kind of in here.
Okay.
I'm split again. I've got this awareness here, but then down here, this is kind of holding back.
Okay, so we go to the first awareness before tracking. You've already stepped the next step.
Right.
It's okay. But
I'll take right side for 200, please.
Great. You got it.
Okay.
So we're noticing the thingness and the no-thingness, the something and the nothing. Something, no thing, right? Because this is where we fall out of balance, and it happens so fast. We don't even notice it. It was like Brent said, oh, I realized in the shift that I had actually had a preference for one or the other. And so this is a wonderful way to loosen that grip of the mind that's grasping or has an agenda or wants, right? Or thinks it should be, right? Great, awesome. So everybody shared. So then what's the opposite of that? What else do you notice? The other side.
Yeah, it's space, kind of. Where this feels, like tension. It feels like it's definitely spacious on the left.
Right. So more concentrated, the thing, and the no thing.
Yeah.
More spacious.
Yeah.
Jess?
Mine's similar. Actually it's shifting already, but more of the tension here and more openness here. And like just a movement, like a receiving flow.
A receiving flow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great. And being in simultaneity, no preference, including both, allowing all of it to exist. No argument, no preference, no directing it. What happens when you surrender to allowing? You feel the morphing and the beauty of really it's a quantum movement, right? And what shifted?
Mine was kind of amusing. It was almost like a shoelace being laced up. So it's sort of me weaving down the center. And I could feel like where I wasn't really feeling my hip there. When I focused on this part, that filled in and things just kind of wove down the center.
Great, thank you. All right. Fourth direction, inner and outer. Immediate, what do you notice? And the other? Presencing what's not that. So you're noticing this and that. What's different? What's the other quality?
It's like waves around me of ripples that connects to everything.
Nice. Okay. And is that the two together?
It's actually as I started noticing the outer, then the inner, which felt denser at this one point, became part of the ripples also, till that was all that there is.
So it responded, and so in this moment there's a sense of what?
Interconnection, wholeness.
Right. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. How does it feel to be in the body right now? Different than when you first sat down?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm more at peace and integrated. There were different pockets of stuff, and now it's more gradiated and softer, I guess, and more fluid.
Nice. Thank you.
It's the feeling of the outside. There was like having to reach out to find the outside, and so it's like I guess a distance or a space was the experience of the outside. It started to integrate and change quite quickly. So then it's like feeling the dynamic of the inside and the outside, and it was a very physical sensation, like feeling my body aligning, like landing, like my back feels more in alignment, but without me like holding it. You know, my legs feel like they're landed. So there's a settling now that I have more connection with the outside and the inside.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so what's different now is?
I feel more. You know, it's like I'm aware of my body. I think I'm more aware of what's around me. Like I feel like there's just more enlivenment of all.
Nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Right.
The outside was the wave, and then the inside was like this feeling of substantial. And so, and you know, like you guys were saying also, it, like really quickly, they started blending. And then it was a little bit like the inside was originating the wave almost. And it would come back and recycle and send it again. And so it's sort of kind of a cool rhythmic cycling kind of feeling.
Nice.
Yeah.
So a continuum.
Yeah. Yeah, and it feels like the energy is I don't know, recycling, but it in a way it felt like an origin energy that you know was coming from both places, sort of, and
Nice.
yeah, I don't know, I'm not sure how to describe that. A very kind of old, ancient kind of feeling with it.
So supported by the universe.
Yeah. Yeah, like that deep connection, the interconnected feeling, like, oh, that's everything. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's everything.
That's the principle we're working with here, is the something, the nothing, and the everything. So we're including it all, right? And such a simple practice, right? This part of it is so simple.
And potent.
But the potency, it's so easy to go to, oh, it shifted, okay, now back to, and then split again. So this potency, it requires the appreciation, right? It requires that we notice, right? So this energy that each of you have open to in yourselves in this moment, it's sustainable, right? Right? There's no effort. So where was the effort then?
In the separation of them.
Right. Why do we do that? Why would we do that?
Well, sometimes because we don't know that there's another option.
Right. So innocence.
Real innocence, yeah.
Or ignorance, just really haven't learned it yet, right? Or this aspect of us hasn't learned it.
Or a piece of it is something that is unpleasant. So like there's a sensation that I don't like, the feeling of pain or something. And so then I try to get away from it to have a different experience.
So then there's a judgment, right? That's great, thank you.
Habit.
Habit, so it's in the body. It's not even conscious, right? So this helps to repattern what's unconscious, to give it a new pathway, right?
Maybe also like protection or something like that. You know, you're trying to keep yourself safe in a way, in a habitual way, an old way that has been.
Right. So a defense.
Yeah, defense.
And again, that's unconscious, it's in the body. So this is a beautiful way a simple way of just bringing into awareness, oh, there's actually a defense. I wasn't even aware, right? And then the presencing of the allness of this in the moment, it just drops us, right? Right in. And open to a much bigger support, right? And this integrated support feels safe. And so slowly the ego learns to trust, okay, I am safe.